Hello, my name is Max from MJ Productions, and I'm going to do a tutorial on how to build your basic period or medieval style shirt. Now, as you can see, I'm going to be using the Butterick pattern number B4486, which is kind of the more basic design for a shirt. It's got 4 different styles of shirts that can be made using the patterns. Once you get a pattern like this, you can actually adapt as you go and add your own colors and design, and we'll see what happens. So after you open up your package and cut your patterns, you're going to usually find 3 different parts to a shirt. You've got your sleeves, you have your front of the shirt. You can see basically it's half. You got to do both sides and make it one full piece. And then you have the back of the shirt. Now, if you notice, when you buy the fabric, it comes in folded in half like this. Normally this seems to be standard for most manufacturers. The idea behind that is you lay your patterns out to the side, and any pattern that has to be two-sided, you lay it on the side here, on the built-in fold, cut it, and do that. The drawback is that this particular way, a lot of this fabric just gets wasted. So cost-effective for me, it seems to work that if I switch the fabric around, it actually works better, and there's more room, and I get more fabric out of the to be able to finish my design. Now, if you notice, I took the fabric and turned it over, and I folded it lengthwise. That way, it gives me an extra amount of fabric to work with. Also, this part over here that's been left over is going to be I'm going to be using that for my trims, cuffs, any other accessories or parts that need to be part of the design of the shirt. Now, depending on the design and the width of the fabric you can buy, you might have room to do both halves this way, or you might not. It depends on which manufacturer and which kind of fabric you buy. Once you have that done, lay your pattern by the top corner, anywhere you want to put it in, maybe the middle, depending on the width of the fabric. And what I use is some regular soap that's cut in a spread like this. It's washable. Not to worry about pencils or pens, nothing like that. And you trace around it. Go back to the bottom here, trace that. Now, make sure that you measure everything correctly before you cut, because once you cut your fabric, there's no going back to it. So you double check, make sure everything is measured correctly, got the right side, then of course, you cut away. And one thing I personally like to do in my designs is take my fabric after I cut it, make sure it's all nice and flat, because too many wrinkles on the fabric can kind of offset your design and the size. If you flatten it out really good, it usually comes out the right size. If you don't, so those wrinkles can add up, make the design look shorter. So be careful that a lot of these irons tend to get really hot, so like everything else, take your time and the fabric is nice and straight and flat. Now, when it comes to the design of the front of the shirt, it depends on what is it that you want to do. Do you want to either do laces or buttons or just leave it open? It depends on you, whatever your design is. Normally what I do is I'll take the front, measure about, 8 inches, mark it out, find the center, trace it out, and then cut. Either a V shape, or I can actually do this, and then again with yarn, push it to the side, and make a simple V notch too, which I can actually at a later time add buttons if I want to, or laces, or hooks. I finished my V notch on the front of the shirt. I went ahead and folded the back collar of the shirt. Sleeves are all ready to go. One stitch. 4 sleeves. And now, time to put it all together. And let's see if we can make a shirt. Okay, now, you got the front of the shirt. You want to put it, one way to do it is you put the outside of the shirt facing towards you. Then you get the back of the shirt, the outside facing towards you. Get up to the corners. Cut some pins. And the other side. And once you get both halves put together, now you have to attach these sleeves. Take your shirt, open it up, make sure the inside of your shirt. Grab the sleeve. Find about the center where the sleeve is. No, that's the center of it. And the center seam of the shoulder here. And everything else. Pin like there's no tomorrow. Look away from the center out or each edge. Everybody has a different way of doing it. I normally put my weight out from the center. That way I know that the sleeve is actually centered and not off to the side. So that's not a good thing when you got a shirt almost finished and you cut it put together and it turns out that the sleeves are off center. Now we have something that resembles a shirt. That's all the parts are put together just like a puzzle. Everything is correctly, put it properly down and look at it. Now, the next step is, if you think you're happy with the design, everything is good. Next step is to close the shirt or finish it. This is what you want to do is turn it inside out. Again, match all the sides. Match both halves. I personally like to begin from the bottom of the shirt. Work it up. And if you decide to use pins to do this, you can. You don't have to. Basically, just kind of guide your way to the machine, the corners, and get it done. Let's give it a go. And now that both halves are put together, again, you look at it again, make sure the stitches are done properly. You're not missing any spots. Double check everything. Now, job here, from the inside out. And there you go, your basic period shirt. This particular design can be used for medieval, it can be a pirate shirt, you can use it for Civil War recreation type events, or just to wear around the house if you want to, and it's your own design. So that's it, your basic all-around shirt.